Hello and welcome to our yoga class this morning. We're continuing with our series on the fruit of the Spirit. Today's fruit will be peace, and I know that we could all use a little bit more of that. The description of God as peace in Scripture is just pervasive, and there's so many levels of peace, so many things you can say about the true meaning, which we'll talk about soon. So welcome, glad you're here today. Go ahead and rest back. Oh wait, so if you're watching this in a recording, so what you'll need today is a couple of blankets, yoga blankets or towels, or a couple of stable pillows that you can rest your legs out on for a pose. So you will need 2 blankets, pillows, or maybe blocks if you have them, to make yourself more comfortable later on as we do a restorative pose. So yes, go ahead and rest back on your mat in any way that's comfortable for you. You might need pillows under your knees or maybe a blanket under your head, something to soften the floor underneath. So to begin our journey of presence, we'll look around us, notice our surroundings, taking time to notice what colors you see, what objects, maybe even naming shapes to yourself, what shapes you see. But this is a beginning mindfulness exercise to allow us to become really present to where we are. So just looking around, taking it in. And when you're ready, shifting your awareness to hearing. And we'll notice all the layers of sound. When you pay attention, you might notice very quiet sounds that are barely perceptible. You might notice sounds outside. You might notice sounds in the next room. You might notice sounds in your own body. This is another layer of mindfulness where we pay attention to what is present. So I invite you now, the invitation is to listen. Then coming to an awareness of the space where you rest, the air in the room. And know that in this space, which is our sacred space for this morning, this is a space where God really is present to you this morning already. God prepared this place for you. This is a place where you are welcomed, a place where you are seen and known and loved and held, a place where you're fully supported. So that no matter what you bring to the space this morning, what attitude, what crankiness, what joys, what concerns, what great attitude you have today, whatever it is you bring, it's all okay. You're welcomed into this space with arms wide open, and you can step in with confidence, with a sense of ease. So welcome to our sacred space for this morning. And then we'll notice our bodies resting here. We've done some looking, we've done some listening, we've done some sensing into presence this morning. But now we're going to allow ourselves to begin to be more present by noticing how it feels to be fully supported by your mat or the floor underneath. Allowing your body to settle into that support. So the back of your head, your shoulders, and arms. Allow the back body to rest in whatever way is comfortable. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine. Becoming aware of what areas of your back are touching the mat underneath. Maybe there's a little space in your lower back, and that's great. Whatever you feel, it's good. Maybe there's a little space in the behind your neck where your cervical spine has that little curve. And allowing your perception to move down your spine, across your shoulder blades, side to side, and then moving down through your spine, down to your hips. Allow the hips to settle. And your legs to rest. Feet and toes. And then we'll notice our face. So just soften your face in any way that feels right. Maybe you're becoming aware of a little gathering of your brow there, a little knitting together. You might want to just be aware of that and see how it feels to release tension in the forehead, around your eyes, face, your nose, your mouth, your ears. Just let the jaws soften. And your chest, and your belly. And legs, the fronts of your thighs, shins, and your feet and toes here. So take a moment to notice what you're really feeling in your body. Sometimes we're so busy, we don't notice what was really happening inside. So if you want to turn your vision around and notice what's happening inside your head, inside your body, your shoulders, chest, belly, your legs. And lately I've been thinking about it as getting down to the bone. Just notice what's happening in all layers of your being, down to the insides of your bones, the marrow. And how are you this morning? So let's notice your breath as it moves in and out. And certainly your breath comes in and moves in as deeply as anything can into your body, into your bloodstream, your organs, the very marrow of your bones, just moving in, bringing life, health, energy, and God's presence. A reminder that you are breathed into this morning. So we'll take a moment to just notice how the breath feels, moving in and out. And if you'd like, beginning to lengthen out, just take a few longer inhales and longer exhales. And you can do this in and out through your nose, in and out through your mouth, whatever feels right. But just allow the belly to expand and the chest to open. And as you exhale, just allow the breath to sail out as your body settles. And as we notice the in breath and out breath, thinking maybe about the waves coming in to shore, maybe in your thoughts you might be able to hear them lapping in, crashing in gently, just coming into the shore and then swooshing out. How might this sound be for you in terms of relating to a sense of peace this morning? A lot of us say we really love to hear water moving in and out, and that brings us a sense of peace. So I'm going to begin with that and allow you to just rest on that for a moment, just for a few breaths, coming in, moving out, life-giving, bringing peace and washing out tension. And as you rest here in that cleansing breath, I'll share with you our scripture for this morning, which is Galatians 5:22 and 23, which lists for us the fruit of the Spirit. I'm sharing today from the Amplified Bible. The fruit of the Spirit, the result of His presence within us, is love or unselfish concern for others. Joy, inner peace, patience, not the ability to wait, but how we act while waiting. Kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. As we consider all these attributes, just be mindful that these things come by allowing the work of God to work in us gently and deeply. It's not a matter of our own effort, trying to be more patient, trying to be more loving, trying hard to be at peace, trying hard, grasping, striving. It's about resting. It's about allowing God's Spirit and presence to come in on that breath and gently work within us. And it is a journey. It is a journey. And from our peace card this morning, I'll share that the Greek for peace in that scripture is eirene, literally and figuratively to set at one again, to make complete. Peace is an inner sense of rest, well-being, and harmony that comes from reconciliation with God. It is equal to the Hebrew word shalom, which expresses wholeness, completeness, harmony, and well-being. When you pray to Yahweh Shalom, you are praying to the source of all peace. And no wonder that Jesus is called the Prince of Peace. So as you notice your breath, breathing in peace, wholeness, completeness, to set at one, to gather into center, and to be whole. Lord God, we give you thanks that the desire of your heart for us is completeness, for wholeness, that we find in harmony with you as we let you in and allow you to do your work within us, so that we may become more and more like you as you are all these things. All this fruit is really a basket of who you are. So thank you. Today we focus on your peace and give you thanks. In the name of Jesus the Christ, our healer. Amen. So let's come to an awareness of our bodies here and stretch out. And as we stretch out today, let's think about creating space. Space for the breath of God to come in and implant peace in every cell. Peace in the center of your bones. Peace in your thought. Peace in your awareness. Peace and wholeness that comes from being at one with God's presence within, that harmony. So stretching, moving, bringing wholeness, completeness, peace within. Whew, only God can do that, right? It's a tall order for a human being to try to do that on our own. So I invite you to join me today as we seek that and allow it. And then as you exhale, on your next exhale, drawing knees into your chest, just draw the knees in and gather in. So this is our gathering in, and as you have your hands on your knees or your shins, let your shoulders rest into the mat underneath. Maybe flex your ankles a little bit so your feet are pressing outward, and just open up your toes. And as you have your hands touching your body, either on your kneecaps, shins, or maybe behind your knees, wherever is comfortable, let your arms relax. And I'm going to invite you here to come to an awareness of a sense of wholeness and completeness here. You're one sweet package of peace here today, God's presence, God's creation. And just breathe here as you draw your knees in gently. How can you find peace in the breath this morning? So notice just as you breathe, take your breath in, that gentle expansion, bringing peace to every cell. We're going to be thinking really about that, bringing peace to every part of ourselves today. On your inhale, let's stretch your legs out so the soles of your feet press up, arms come up over your head. And on your exhale, your knees bend, catch the knees in your hands, draw them towards you again. Inhale, taking that little swoosh of the surf. As the legs come up, arms go over your head, and as you exhale, the knees come back in. So take this 2 more times at your own pace. Follow your breath, opening, arms go up, legs go up, and then exhale when you're ready. And last time, I'm just going to be quiet, really listening. And as you come to the bottom of your exhale, just pause here and take a little pause of quiet, a little pause of peace and quiet. Now we'll plant the sole of the right foot on the mat. Keep the left knee in. Draw the left knee in towards you and stretch the right leg out. So we're lengthening out through the right leg, pressing out gently through the soles of your feet. Shoulders are soft, face is soft, and just breathe here. And then we'll gently release. Plant the sole of the left foot on the mat with your knee bent. Take the right knee in. Catch the right knee in your hands, either on top or underneath. Draw the right knee in slowly, and then stretch the left leg out. Breathe. And as you're here, let's draw the left knee in to meet the right. And we'll take your hands underneath your knees to support. We'll draw the knees apart from each other and then take the soles of the feet right up to the sky. So it's like you're in a squat and you're just laying down in a squat. From here, you're just going to let the shoulder blades rest. Allow your back to settle in fully, your hips to settle. And then if you can, reaching up. So if you want to stay here with your hands underneath your knees and just be here, this is fine. If you want to reach up, you can take hold of the outsides of your feet, the pinky toes, and maybe separate the knees a little bit more and pull the knees towards you. So wherever you are, you're in some version of happy baby. And you're just going to soften. Well, if you can, soften the fronts of your legs, the quadriceps. Soften the hip socket. Soften the hamstring, the backs of your legs. Just let them be very easy. And if you'll notice, the soles of your feet are pressing up to the sky. Allow your shoulders to soften, your face to rest. And then we'll just rock side to side. So we're doing this to prepare for our little moonflower flow in a little while. We're just getting the legs open here a little bit. And then from here, taking maybe hold of your ankles or your shins, allow the knees to rest inside, your elbows to rest inside your knees. Take hold of your legs and then press your knees outside to side and take the soles of the feet together if that's accessible, and just be wherever you need to be. So you're just resting here. So then the elbows are on the insides of your knees, soles of the feet touching if that's possible. And we'll take a moment here to notice that circle of completeness here. The soles of your feet are together, your hands are touching your body. So you're one complete whole being here on every level. You have a heart, the deepest place within. You have a soul, which encompasses all parts of you. You have a mind, you have your body, and you are one beautiful, complete package here. And that sense of peace comes with being in harmony with all those things as the Holy Spirit works in through every layer of our being. So we'll just take a breath and exhale, soften as best you can. And from here, holding on to your right leg, maybe swiveling the hand around to support on the outside of your knee. Just stretch the right leg out to the side. Here comes my foot, if you can see it, pressing out at you. Just the inner thigh opening a little bit here. My elbow's on the floor. I don't know if you can see it where you are, but I'm just resting my elbow on the floor so I can support the outside of my leg very gently. So there isn't a deep, deep stretch. It's just an awareness of opening the inside of your leg. And we'll take one more breath here. On your exhale, fold that leg back in. Soles of the feet are touching. On your next inhale, left leg comes out. Just give that a little reach out to the side. So checking in with your inner thigh on the left side. Let your shoulders rest. Take a breath. And on your exhale, fold that knee in and soles of the feet come back together. And we'll just rub the soles of the feet together. If you really work up that little friction, you can feel those energy meridians rubbing against each other. And then we're going to clap the feet like you would clap your hands. Deep breath in, let it out, blow it out. Another one when you're ready. And then come to quiet. Take your hands on the outsides of your knees and draw the knees slowly together. On your inhale, take feet up, arms over your head once again. And on your exhale, bend your knees, plant the soles of the feet on the floor. So your knees are bent. And we'll take the right foot across the left knee, so the right ankle crosses over. Just press your right thigh away from you a little bit here. Notice how you're feeling. This is another good time to come to an awareness of your internal sensations. So you're just allowing the shoulders to settle, allow your face to settle. And if this is enough for you, if you feel it in your right hip and you're feeling that's far enough, you can stay there. If you'd like to pick up your left foot and draw the knees towards you, you can do that. So this is a gentle opening for the back of the right hip and maybe up along the sides of the right leg. You can just see where you feel it here. Just notice. And maybe rock side to side a little bit. Just kind of waking the body up here. Saying hello, good morning. And then we'll plant the sole of the left foot down, sole of the right foot back to the mat, and then we'll change sides. So the left ankle goes across the right knee. We'll press into the left thigh, press it gently away from you. And notice again, do you want to just stay here? Is this good for you? If you'd like to move on, you can take the right knee into your chest, pick up the right foot, and maybe rock side to side a little bit. But come to a place where you just hold for just a couple of breaths. Noticing what sensations you feel in your body. Good, and then releasing the right foot down, left foot down, and let's just stretch out. Take the arms over our head. We're going to circle out through wrists and ankles just to open those spaces. Big deep breath in. I'm just yawning here, excuse me. And reverse your circles. And then we'll draw knees in one last time and roll on over to your side. So come on over and take a moment resting on your side just to come home to yourself. Before you come up to sitting, we're going to come up to sitting as I tuck my belly back in my pants and come on up to sitting. So as you sit, you may want to take your blankets or towels and fold them, put them under the outsides of your knees or thighs for more comfort. Or you can take, if you have a couple of blocks, you can put those under there. If you'd like to sit on a blanket, you can take your blanket and fold it and take it around and perch up on that. So let's take the legs out in front. Just take the legs out in front for a moment and just flex and point through your your, whatever that is, your ankle there. Just flex and point back and forth. Come to an awareness of how your body feels sitting here. So you just want to take a moment to gather in, notice what your feet are feeling coming back and forth. As you sit up as tall as you feel comfortable, maybe take your hands out to the side and support yourself. And then we'll circle out through the ankles. So circling out and around, and then reverse it. So come other way, yes. Yeah, so we're going to do a little exercise here today for awareness. And it's a centering exercise that is meant to just allow us to be aware of ourselves physically, aware of how the breath moves into our body and informs the movement. And as we do that, as we join the breath with our motion, that is what in yoga makes it what it is. It's the union of the breath with movement in the body and an awareness of how all the layers of our being, our heart, our soul, our mind, our bodies are all one package. And it's also a way of coming to a place of peace within, because we're focusing on that unity. And that's what the shalom is. That's what the irene is. It's that sense of completeness and harmony that God provides for us. So we'll take our hands and let's just start with the hands in center. Don't have to be right up at your heart. We're going to be working with them out in front of us. So just take your palms together. And maybe you can watch a couple of times first, and then we'll close our eyes. So sitting up tall, let your hips be grounded here, chest is lifted, so that your breath can move more freely. We'll take an inhale. On your inhale, when you are ready, you don't have to follow my action. Allow it to be the sensation in your own body that implements the move, okay? So as we take an inhale, the hands will float apart for your complete inhale. And your exhale will take palms back together, and you might notice a split second of silence at the bottom of your exhale where you just touch in silence for a second before the next inhale comes. So in the next inhale, we'll float the hands out. And again, we'll notice a second of silence at the top of our inhale before the exhale begins to draw us back into center. So I'm going to invite you to quiet yourself now and come to this space. And as you're ready, we'll just begin on your inhale. Float the hands out. Your exhale, float your hands in and touch. And you just follow this now at your own pace, allowing your inhale to float your hands out. Pause. Allow your exhale to float your hands toward one another to touch. And we'll just breathe like this for a few breaths. You can close your eyes if you'd like. And next time you draw your hands together, just come to center and rest. As your hands have come to center and are resting, I invite you to notice what your body's feeling here, what your heart senses. As we recall the words of Jesus as he said to us, "My peace I give you, my peace I leave with you." Not as the world gives, do I give. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Jesus, when he appeared to the disciples after his resurrection, he appeared into that space with them. And the scripture says that he breathed on them and he said, "Peace be with you. Peace be with you." So let's take another couple of breaths here as we remember that breath of Jesus that says, "Peace be with you." And on your inhale, I invite you to breathe in that peace. And on your exhale, settling into that place of rest and wholeness, completeness. And one last time, take the breath out, breath in, arms, hands out. And then exhaling, taking your hands together. Just resting in that place of peace. And from here, we'll take our hands to our knees. And as your hands rest on your knees, maybe allowing yourself to send through your hands into your knees, into your body, that peace of Christ. On your next exhale, let's drop our chin to our chest. Again, creating space for God's presence. Shoulders are soft, spine is tall. And on your inhale, lifting your face to the sky. Heart lifts, chin lifts, and on your exhale, your face comes back down, chin comes back down to chest. On your inhale this time, just come up to center. And we'll allow our exhale to drop the right ear over the right shoulder. So carrying with you this sense of peace on the breath. On your inhale, floating your head back up to center. On your exhale, dropping left ear to left shoulder. Again, on your inhale, lifting your head through center, and we'll do it again. Exhaling, ear to shoulder, opposite side. And when you're ready, inhaling back to center, and then take it one more time the other way. And then resting there. Sitting up tall, keeping your spine lifted. We'll take a breath when you're ready. And then allow your exhale to roll your chin down toward your chest. Allow your next inhale to roll the opposite ear, opposite shoulder. And then allow your exhale once again to roll your chin down toward your chest. Next inhale draws your ear back over the opposite shoulder. And then from there we'll just lift gently up to center. And opening your eyes here. We'll take a little gaze, beginning with your eyes to your right side. So eyes go first, following with your head. And left side, eyes first, head follows. You want your eye muscles to get a little stretching too, so left, whatever way you're going, opposite way. Take your eyes first. I guess that's your right shoulder, my left. And other way one more time. Come back, other way. And then back to center. And let's take our hands and rub them together. Build up some heat and some friction. And I'm going to take my glasses off, rub again. And then closing your eyes, just cup your hands over your eyes to bring that sense of peace and quiet and healing to your eyes. And breathe. Good. So we'll come around to all fours. Let's come around to hands and knees. And so you might want to take one of your blankets or towels underneath your knees for a little cushion. If you have another one, some of us have a little cranky knees that don't like to be compressed. Maybe you've have some knee issues, knee replacements or whatever. It's always good to take your extra blanket and fold it in such a way that it has a little bit of height to it. And you can take it around before you get ready for child's pose. You can take your blanket here and just have it ready so that you can sit on it, and you won't have to sit so far back that you compress your knees. So that's a matter of kind of experimenting. So hopefully this will be comfortable for you if you can take something or a pillow and put it back there. So let's come to all fours and we'll gently wag your tail side to side. Now if your wrists are really cranky here, you can just come down to forearms and do a little wag of the tail there if you'd like. But if you can, just spreading your fingers comfortably wide, take a little journey here. Maybe just tuck your hips under, explore that. Tuck your hips under, do another wag of your tail. Notice what's happening in the shoulders. You can take you can allow yourself just to kind of collapse between the shoulder blades and then press out. So the shoulder blades are coming together and then coming apart. So you're just sinking in between and then pressing out. It kind of warms up the spine a little bit, gets the vertebrae moving. And then coming to table, as you're ready, we'll take table here. So you want to press the floor away from you so your shoulders are broad. We don't want the shoulders to be hunched up around the ears. You want them broad and wide. And so we'll take an inhale, look up, we'll come to cow. We'll take an exhale, rounding, curling the hips under, rounding into cat. An inhale, come to cow. And all the while remembering that following your breath and noticing your movement is what brings that sense of unity and peace in the body, peace in the mind. So let's try that for a couple of quiet cat-cows. Follow your breath, listen to your body. And the next time you round into cat, just stay there for a little bit. You're nice and rounded. And then you can press on back to child's pose, maybe widening your knees a little bit. Press on back. Shimmy back a little bit if you can. Just kind of rock the hips side to side to get way back. And allow your arms to reach out ahead of you comfortably. So again, you don't want to hunch up around the shoulders. You can widen your arms out too if you'd like. And if it's accessible, take your hairline to the mat. If you need a little help there, it's a good time for a little pillow under your forehead. Just stretching out nice and long through your side body as you rest back. Notice how that feels. If you'd like to take your arms around behind you, beside you, so that your hands rest maybe by your ankles or heels. You can allow the shoulders to pour forward, and this is a place to come home to yourself also. This is that place of quiet and silence. And as you rest here, I'm going to read to you about God as Shalom. This is a book called Praying the Names of God. And she speaks of God as Yahweh Shalom. Shalom is a Hebrew word so much richer in its range of meanings than the English word peace, which usually refers to the absence of outward conflict or to a state of inner calm. The concept of shalom includes these ideas but goes beyond them, meaning wholeness, completeness, finished word, safety, or wellness. Shalom comes from living in harmony with God. The fruit of that harmony is harmony with others, prosperity, health, satisfaction, soundness, wholeness, and well-being. When you pray to Yahweh Shalom, you are praying to the source of all peace. So we'll take a moment there to gather in, notice that sense of wholeness, completeness. Breathe. And then kind of rising up just a little bit. You can take your hands in front of you, rise up a little bit. If you have your blanket behind you, you can take it out. And we're just going to come to a gentle challenge here. So we'll take the knees underneath, walk your hands forward. And so there's a couple ways we're going to go into a plank and find our breath there. So you come to all fours, maybe tuck the tail a little bit and then press it forward so that as you come forward, you're lengthening out through the spine. We're not keeping the butt in the air, we're tucking it forward and then lengthening the spine. So this is the lower plank. If you want to do a little bit more, you can tuck your toes, lift your knees up, press back to your heels. And this is full plank. If you want to come to something completely different, you can come down to your elbows and come to an arm plank here. But wherever you are, we're just going to stay there for a couple of breaths. So this is where I start shaking almost immediately when I get here. So it's a matter of gathering into that space. Follow your breath just for a couple of breaths and see what it's like to meet a challenge, but maintain that sense of following your breath, finding your wholeness and harmony. Gather in your belly, strengthen your legs, press down. If your forearms are on the mat, press them down. And when you're ready, take your knees to the mat if they're not already there, and we'll press back to child's pose once again. So just take a nice, easy child's pose. And notice how you feel after you have a relief from that challenge. Notice how maybe a sense of peace floods in after that. Just notice. But what was it like to face a gentle challenge and look for that sense of equanimity within? And that's always there for us, right? No matter what's going on the outside, there is that well of peace on the inside. So let's come up to our knees, and to counterbalance that gathering in of the belly, we'll just take our hands behind us on either side of your sacrum and lift up. Gather in, draw up through your quadriceps here, lift up through the belly. So without sinking in your lower back, we're just going to draw the shoulders back, look up. Just take a really easy camel. So you're going to we'll press the thighs forward, lift up. It's like arcing up and over. So the heart is lifted, comes back. Open the belly. Shoulders are down. And this is also a challenging place in the opposite direction. So your back lifted, tummy's in. Find your breath. If you're in a place where you cannot breathe, come out of it a little bit so that you can find that breath. And then we'll come up gently to center. Come all the way down. And if your blanket is on your mat, you can take that off. We're just going to come to a baby cobra flow. So come on down to your belly and bend your elbows. Can you see me? Bend your elbows and take your hands right underneath your shoulders. So you're lining yourself up here. Want to look at the alignment of your neck. So let's take the chin down toward the chest a little bit. So you're just lengthening out the back of your neck. Draw your feet away from you. So when you do that, you can feel maybe your leg muscles begin to activate. So activate your leg muscles, pull the legs away from you. Draw your belly in. Still breathe, you don't have to hold your breath. And then we're just going to, on our inhale, we'll lift up the upper chest and exhale down. Inhale, lengthen your spine nice and long first before you lift your shoulders, but you don't have to Press into your hands. They're just there for a reminder to keep the shoulders broad. And then exhale down. So on your inhale, remember that you'll lengthen your head away from your feet, tuck your tail, reach out long through your legs, just lift the upper back and down. Lengthen and lift. And down. One more time, lengthen and lift. Shoulders pull back away from your ears. I'm just going to breathe here. And then on your next exhale, let's take your head down, stack your hands so that you can rest your cheek on your hands. So your hands will come here, cheek rests, and just settle for a little bit. So you're just going to allow your body to settle. As you breathe in, notice how your breath presses into the floor underneath. This is a little different than sitting or lying down on your back. So breathing, because when you sit, your belly, you think of it going forward. And when you're lying down, your belly's going out, but it's kind of fun. I guess that's all a matter of opinion. To lay down and breathe into the floor. So let's take our forehead into our stacked hands here. Just take a moment to do your breath and send it into the floor. So notice how you can really feel your belly moving here when you breathe that way. You can feel the belly expanding, pressing into the mat. Good. So let's come on back to all fours, and we will come on into down dog. So press into your down dog here. So we're going to tread one heel down, other heel down. One side, other side. So get your bearings here. If you don't like down dog, you can always stay on all fours and just kind of shift around. Maybe you can reach out and take downward facing pup, just kind of a halfway. So let's come to downward facing dog. We're still there, I guess, right? So now just try pressing both heels down toward the mat. They don't have to meet the mat. You can bend your knees a little bit. Notice your shoulders. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Nice and broad. Press into the finger pads. Press out. So you're pressing into the mat and away from you. So your hips are going to be sent back behind you. Good. And on your next inhale, let's tuck your tail, shift forward into that little long plank. And on your exhale, come back to downward facing dog. And we're just going to move through this kind of easy and light. We're not going to hold. Just going to use this for a little core work here. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale takes you back. And then forward one more time. And back. Press into your hands. Press your heels down. And then we'll bend our knees. Walk your feet towards your hands. And then shift back so your weight's in the center of your feet. And then make your way up to standing. So as you make your way up, as you know, it's always fun to massage out your legs. Just take a little time to come home to yourself here. Ease up. Ease up to standing. Ease out the shoulders. Gosh, Marcia, where am I? Hello. Here we go. Okay, so let's take the legs out and maybe turn your toes out just a little bit. And I'm going to do a little not moonflower, this is sunflower flow, just to get the body moving. And first of all, let's just get the shoulders loosened up. We were just doing those planks back and forth. So let's just take one shoulder, other shoulder. Shift it back a little bit. And then let the elbow come. Follow the elbow. I'm such a child of the 60s that I always want to do this really fast, you know, like the old swim thing. But it's really nice just to take it very easy and flowy. I have to get on the old Isadora Duncan trail here this morning. Really feel that space. And then take your whole arm. Move the arm up and over. Good, and then we'll take both arms and just swoosh. Let's just take a nice, easy, bend your knees here, and we'll take a little twirl this way. And breathe. And maybe just circle out a little bit. And coming back to center, we'll do our little sunflowers. I can't get my brain wrapped around that today. Okay, so we'll start out with the toes pointing out. Remember that you're really gathering up through your tummy, lifting here. And we'll just inhale, swoop the arms up. And sunflower is exhale down with the hands in front. And press into your feet, inhale up. And exhale down. Press up. If you want to really blow it out, that's a good thing. So inhale up and this is more energizing. And last time, take it down. And then we'll sit into moonflower. So our moonflower comes here. Thighs are spiraled out. Just take the knees over the toes here. So just notice what your turnout is here, and don't worry about going out so far, but just balance out the bend in your knees with your ability to turn out, your flexibility here. It doesn't have to be far, it's okay. So let's take the arms out and exhale. And we'll inhale, grow out into five-pointed star. And exhale, sit. Press into your feet. As you come up, you inhale, your thigh muscles gather into the bones here. As you reach out, your arm muscles gather into your bones of your arms, and then exhale. So in this exhale is grounding, pressing, strong. Inhale, reach. Exhale. And inhale up. Exhale, sit. And we'll inhale out now and exhale. I'm going to turn the left foot in, right toes go out so we can move into a warrior two. So take a moment. You can let the hands come down as you play with what's happening with your feet and your hips. So we started our feet, let the back foot angle in, front toes angle out. You can even take your hands to your hips and sort of play with just shifting directly side to side. See how the hips stay under the shoulders. So you want to just press out. Okay, so we have that part. Now we'll come back to just standing in center. As best you can, your hips are level to the front here. We'll take our arms out and take goalpost arms here like we did in our cactus or our moonflower. Let's take the right elbow over the left and come to eagle. Okay, so we're here. Take a breath here and exhale into warrior. And inhale, center. Exhale, warrior. Inhale, center. Exhale, warrior. Woo. Inhale, center, and then we'll release the arms, take them up, and exhale out into your typical, your classical warrior pose right here. And breathe. Good. Good. And then we'll find a reverse warrior. Take the back hand to the back thigh. Let's reach up and over. And we'll side bend here, staying bent in that front knee if you can. If you need to, you can take that front leg nice and long. But this is where we're just going to go back to that sense of finding a sense of completeness and ease in, well, maybe a little challenge here. And then we'll take the arms out, straighten the front leg, turn that leg in. Take a breath here and exhale. Take your hands down your legs. Come to forward fold. So this is another place if you want to hold elbow to elbow and let your head hang. This is another good place to gather in. Just gather in. And as you breathe in and you find yourself very present to where you are right now. Notice your inner sensations. Notice what your legs are feeling. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, do that. Notice where your mind is going. Let your breath and your sensations in your body become joined and gathered in. So being focused on just being present. And from here, we'll take our hands back to the legs and give your legs a little rub, coming up. Come home to yourself. Come on up to center, get yourself situated. And then we'll turn the feet in the other direction. And we'll take our hands up. And goalpost again. This time, your left elbow will go on top. So we're interlacing fingers here. You're just intertwining your arms. Let your shoulders stay very low, away from your ears. We don't want the shoulders hunched up ever. So here you are in your eagle pose. Take a breath. On your exhale, just settling into the front knee. You want strength in both of your legs, lifting through your heart. Take your gaze through your hands. So you're very focused. Soles of the feet pressing in. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, come back up. So you're just allowing the breath to gather everything into center. And last time, press out. Inhale, straighten. When you're ready, take an inhale and reach up. And we'll float out into Warrior Two as we're used to doing it. So we're just going to take a Warrior Two, find your gaze, find your focal point. If your hands need to come down to your hips, that's great. So can you be just floating here in your own strength, in the strength? This is that peace that comes in, that harmony. Let your backhand float down to the back of your thigh, turn your front palm up. And then on your next inhale, let's lift up. Where's your breath? Nice and easy. Even though legs are strong, body is working, you're just floating in that sense of grace, that sense of the breath moving in, moving out. On your next exhale, let's come back to center. Float the arms out. Turn the toes forward. Step the feet together, and we'll end up with just a little crescent moon flow. So let's take the arms up, interlace your fingers, like so. So standing up nice and tall, let the shoulders rest down, take a breath, and then exhale to your right. Inhale forward, exhale other way. So just giving yourselves a chance to flow from side to side. Inhale up. So thinking about that sense of a peaceful flow, nice and easy. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale over. And we'll come back up to center. Release your hands. See, I just have mine like this. Release your hands, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. We're going to do a half sun salutation. And then inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift, press into your feet, arms swoop up, palms touch, and come down to the heart. One more time. Inhale mindfully. Exhale, breath brings you forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift, swoop, arms come out. Reach up, palms touch, and come down to the heart. And we'll go ahead and have a seat. So go ahead and sit down. And take two of your blankets, two towels, whatever you have. These are for on the outsides of your legs. As I promised, we're doing a restorative pose now. So we'll take one blanket rolled up on one side and roll up the other one. And put it on the other side of your mat. So that's to catch the outer thigh. So once you're there, we'll come to sitting, facing the long ways, sitting long ways. And let's take a couple of rock and roll first. So watch this first. So we'll take an inhale up. We'll try this, just an inhale here, exhale around back. And we'll do that a few times first. Inhale up, exhale round, and inhale lift, exhale round. And this time you can stay with that, or on your exhale you can curl under, roll up in a ball, take your legs with you, roll back and come up, and roll back and come up. So you can do that a few times, or keep with pressing back and forward. And last time, take it back. Be very relaxed on your way back. Come on up. And then we'll roll back onto our backs. So your knees are bent with the knees together at first, and you'll take your towels or blankets close to you. And just allow the outer thighs to rest into the support of your blanket, the soles of your feet together. And let's start first with arms out side to side in a T shape. Let's go ahead and get yourself situated here. Notice if your lower back feels a little pinchy, you could take your feet a little farther away from you and then maybe tuck your hips a little. So let's take one breath here, big breath in, reach out side to side. On your exhale, give yourself a hug. And we'll very gently inhale, open, spread the heart out wide. Exhale, gather in, take a hug. Inhale, open. Exhale, give yourself a hug and stay. Relax the shoulders, soften your face. And from here, let your elbows rest down on the mat. And we'll take our hands either to our belly or on your thighs. But this is a time we're just going to settle in and become connected with a sense of inner quiet and peace and completeness. We'll go back to that sense of the soles of the feet touching so that you are completing a circle of energy in the body. Your hands rest somewhere on your own body so that you can feel that connection with yourself. So they can be on your belly, they can be on your thighs. As long as your shoulders can really rest here. Let your shoulders be very soft. Allow your face to soften, your scalp, your ears. And then coming to an easy awareness of your breath. Allowing the breath to move in and out softly. And this is just a pose where we open ourselves up to the presence of God to come in on the breath. We'll go back to thinking about those waves coming in, moving out. Just swishing in gently, rolling out. And as your breath settles out, maybe your body can become aware of a sense of ease and peace there. Coming to an awareness of your heart, that deepest space within. You can even rest your hands there if you'd like. And if it resonates with you, to come to an awareness of Holy Spirit coming into bringing peace in your heart. Follow your breath moving in to the heart, sailing out, bringing tension, any sense of dis-ease, discomfort. Breathing in peace into the heart, breathing out discomfort, agitation, and maybe coming to an awareness again of that space within, that deep pool of quiet. Psalm 23 says that God leads us beside still waters. He restores our soul. So just breathing here. And then allowing your hands to rest wherever they're comfortable. Coming to an awareness of soul. Where do you see that in your body? Where do you sense it? And God's peace in your soul. Breathing in, breathing out. An easy, slow, full, and deep breath, whatever feels right to you. There's no way to do it wrong. You just do it the way you need to breathe so that you find a sense of ease and peace. And coming now to an awareness of your mind. And allow the breath coming in to swoosh out and cleanse. Any place in the mind that seems too busy to engage, just allow the breath moving in to cleanse, the breath moving out to quiet. You can even say to yourself on your in-breath, cleansing, on your exhale, resting. And then come to an awareness of your body resting here. As you take your breath in, thinking again about that peace of Christ cleansing your entire body, your entire being. You're exhaling, allowing yourself to rest in that harmony. Cleansing, resting. Very gently now, if you'd like to take your fingertips up to your scalp, just give your scalp a little swoosh, a little smoothing out, and maybe a little massage all around top of your head, all around your skull. Just some gentle, easy circles here to bring a sense of refreshment. And all the way around the back of your head, back of your neck. Stay with your easy, soft breath here. How can your hands convey to yourself a sense of peace? And coming to your ears, just rubbing out your ears. Easy breath there. And giving the ears a gentle tug up toward the top of your head. Take a breath. Tugging your ears just gently out side to side. Take a breath here. And then tugging the ears down toward your shoulders. Taking a breath there. And if you'd like, working around the back of your neck. Nice and easy. And as you rest, you can come across to your shoulders, give your arms some squeezes, shoulders all the way down your arm to your elbow and down the forearm to wrist. And hands just squeezing each other. And gently circling out wrists. And then resting your hands down on your thighs or out side to side. We'll gently draw the knees into center. So you want to draw one knee up, other knee up. So you're resting here with knees bent. And then just stretch one leg out, other leg out. Maybe circle the ankles a little bit, shake out the legs a little from being bent. Take your arms over your head if you'd like in a big stretch end to end. Remember, we started with our class with creating space for the peace of Christ to come in. So with your deep breath here, again inviting God's peace to be at work within. And then resting your way down into Shavasana. So this is our resting pose for the end of class. You can take a bolster, blankets underneath your knees if you'd like. Just gathering yourself back into that place of peace and rest. So without any strain, without any forcing anything. Just maybe noticing just a natural, gentle breath here. Allowing your back body to settle in fully. Allowing your belly to soften. Allowing your heart to rest. And take some moments of just peace, resting here. So beginning now to come back to an awareness of your body resting here, your entire being, heart, soul, mind, and strength. And as you rest here, I speak peace into your body. I speak peace into your cells. I speak shalom into your health. I speak shalom into your mind, your thoughts, and your heart. Yahweh Shalom, be present in all of this and more. Yahweh Shalom, be in your plans, your future, your relationships. Yahweh Shalom, show us how to make the choices we need to make to enter into a greater level of your peace. We thank you for being willing and able to work gently and deeply within us, to bring us your harmony, your completeness, your shalom. So returning now to movement by maybe just moving fingers and toes, stretching out if you'd like. Working your way over to one side, and slowly making your way to sitting. And coming up to sitting, we take hands at heart. And so today, let's rest our fingertips on our forehead, inviting peace into our thoughts. To our mouths, inviting peace in our words. And to our heart, inviting peace within. Thank you all for practicing with me today. Shalom. So thank you so much for coming this morning. I pray God's peace over you and look forward to seeing you next time for patience. Ooh, good one. Have a great week. See you next time.